Biggie, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I am so sorry I have not filmed in forever. Kind of like feeling like the worst YouTube personality ever, but the truth is I've just been really busy and I went back to work. So I am working and I'm a busy mom and I'm doing makeup and all sorts of stuff. So I haven't made the time. I've been trying to get my schedule down to where I can kind of fit it in and make more time. So I'm actually going to film this for you guys before I go to work. So yeah, so I'm just kind of getting the ins and outs of how my new schedule is, but it feels really, really good to be back at work and back at doing what I love to do. So in the time that I have left you guys, I feel so bad, but basically I have been shopping around and trying to get some new products to show you guys. And one thing that I did pick up, you guys know I love Juvia's Place. This is not really new, but it's new for me. And this is the Masquerade palette from Juvia's. And it's got a collection of really, really pretty, bold, beautiful colors and also some neutral colors as well. And it's just divine. Love it. I really want to work with this green today. And I'm thinking some purples and pinks as well, just to try something new. But I love this palette. It has pushed me to want to go back into color, and I think sometimes we shy away from it because, you know, especially me, I'm in my 30s, so I think like, oh, I have to be neutral and boring and soft and mom. But this was fun because it pushed me to get back into my colorful side. So I'm going to be working with that, and also working with my Nubian 2 palette, which you guys know I love and I've used many times before. But the orange in this palette is absolutely gorgeous, and it's just a great transition color, great to warm up your crease. And personally, when I like to do a colorful or just bold eye look, I like to work myself from the lightest colors in my crease all the way down to the darkest, going right jet set in the crease there. So yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to do for you guys. I think I'm just going to film the eyes pretty much, and maybe a little bit of my face today just to save some time. And plus you guys have seen my face routine. It hasn't really changed. I'm kind of boring that way, but I'm kind of like, once I find something that works for me that I really like, I kind of stick with that for a while. But I am going to be using the Estee Lauder Double Wear. So I'm going to be rocking some of that today. You guys can see that with the light. And then of course my Lancome Tinny Dole Ultra 24-hour wear foundation. I love this stuff, and especially where I live, it's really hot, it's really humid, so something that'll stay with me all day, and that's going to give me a really flawless finish, because if I'm going to work on other people, I need to look like I know what I'm doing. So anyway, without any further ado, let's get started. Guys, so the first thing that I did was I applied my Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, the original formulation, onto my eyelids, and I mixed it with a little bit of the NYX High Definition Concealer, and this is in the color Fair. And basically I just use a fluffy concealer brush and prime my eyelids using that. And I like the mixture of both because it really helps to neutralize my eyelids, which can get very dark, and it's going to allow the eyeshadows to adhere obviously much nicer and much longer. So the next thing I want to do, taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, I'm going to use this really pretty golden ochre color right up top here, and we're going to start working on the transition colors for our crease. So I'm going to place that on a fluffy BH Cosmetics brush and just start moving that back and forth right into my crease. This is going to be the lightest color that we use so far. And then we're going to slowly work ourselves to darker, more vibrant colors. But this gold is really pretty, and it just warms up your entire crease area, so that when you start building in all those other colors, it just kind of brings it all together and warms it up. Okay, now we're going to move that palette out of the way, and going into the Nubian 2 palette from Juvia's Place, I'm going to take that beautiful orange Morocco now, and we're going to do on the same fluffy brush, pop our color in there and start building that right into the crease on top of the golden ochre. And basically I just go back and forth until I have the desired level of blending and the desired level of color. Okay, now moving into the Masquerade palette from Juvia's Place, we're going to take this really pretty color. This is called Bori, and this is a beautiful pink that has some gold flecks in it. And I'm going to be placing that onto a Morphe 441 brush. Let me just clean this off a little bit. This brush bath from It Cosmetics, you guys, is so good for in between, you know, brushes when you just kind of want a quick fix and you haven't gotten to do like a full brush cleanse. This is really good just for helping to clean off your brushes and keep them really soft. And also, the essential oils give it a really nice scent too, so it's very calming and soothing. But now I'm going into my Masquerade palette, again using a Morphe 441. I'm going to take that color Bori and just lightly dust that onto my brush and start building that right into my crease. Now this brush is going to really hug the crease more. So you're going to find that you get a lot of definition with this brush. So you want to keep this as close to your crease area as possible. And just back and forth blend it. And then also take a little bit too, right on the outside corner. I have tape on my eyelids as a guide. So you're just going to circle it into the corner V. And again, move it into your crease. Using that same brush, that M441, we're going to dip it into that really pretty plumish purple color called Zobo, and we're going to also repeat the same steps kind of on the outside V here and also right into the crease. And I know this seems like a lot of colors, but this is really going to build up that crease so that it's not just one solid color. It's almost like a rainbow of colors. Okay, now using an e.l.f. contour brush, I'm going to dip it into that color Makita, and that's like a really pretty kind of royal purple color. And we're just going to circle that onto this brush, slowly building up our pigment. And now focusing just in that outside V area, we're going to circle this brush right in the outside V to intensify the edge. And just real slowly kind of build it into the crease. Let me grab my mirror here. But this is a very pigmented color, so just kind of very lightly circle into the V and back and forth. And you're just going to create a nice pop of depth right in that outside V there. Then using that M441 without any new product on it, we're just going to kind of go back and forth into our crease again. And make sure that that deep purple is blended into our other colors. You just want it to look really flawless and seamless, but still have it really bright and vibrant. Now comes the fun part, you guys. Using a flat concealer style brush. So again, it's an eyeshadow, but like a flat concealer style brush. I'm going to wet this using a little bit of my Mario Badescu Rosewater Spray. And we're going to dip this into this really pretty green. It's like an emerald green called Molly. And get a nice amount of that right onto that brush. And we're going to start pressing this into our eyelid. So avoiding that kind of darker area here, just press this from the center of the lid into the front of the lid. I like to press because I find if you pull, and you rub too much, you're going to mess with the other colors that you've placed on there. But we're just going to very gently, like I say, press and cut the lid out. So like Emerald Lagasse always says, we're going to kick it up a notch, you guys. We're going to go into that really pretty royal bluish purple color, Chi, and that's in the Masquerade palette. Using that same flat edge brush, we're going to take that, and now in that corner where we had that purple, just start pressing this color Chi into the purple to intensify it, just on the outside corner of the lid. And you're just going to, again, like press it real gentle. Use your tape if you have to. You can cover your tape a little bit just so you get that outside V. Do it on the other side. And then my trick, just to be able to blend these colors, is just take your brush and very gently kind of squiggle it back and forth between both colors so that it blends them. And it kind of creates its own color right in between the two colors. This way you get a really pretty blended look, and it doesn't look so choppy of just one color, two color, three color. Now if you went a little overboard and you feel like you need a little more purple, you can always go back to that e.l.f. brush and just kind of very gently pull that into the crease area. But it's really going to come together once we remove the tape and do the next step. So let's get into that. We don't have any foundation or concealers on. We just have our concealer on our eyelid with our primer. So very gently go in. This is always hard for me with nails, but try to get into that tape and hold the skin taut so it doesn't pull. And then very gently just start gliding your tape up. And you should have a really defined line, and now you can really see that uniform of color that's going on in your crease there. And then at this point, what I like to do before I start any kind of concealers, foundations, or anything under my eye, I'm just going to take a fluffy brush. So for me, it's my IT Cosmetics Jumbo Fluffy Brush, and just make sure any fallout is dusted away before we start working on the rest of our face. I will be placing some color underneath my eyes, but I like to apply my foundation and my concealer first and then go in and start working on the bottom of my eye at the very last. And also with eyeliner as well. If you need tape as a guide, you can keep your tape on and do your eyeliner now. Or if you don't need it and you're a step above that, you can take off the tape and always go back in with the eyeliner like I'm gonna do. So at this point, let's get into it and start putting on our foundations. So again, I'm gonna be using Tinny Dull Ultra from Lancome mixed with Estee Lauder's Double Wear. And then for concealer today, I'm gonna be using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. So we'll meet back after we have our face set. Okay guys, so we meet back again. I have basically gone ahead and done the majority of the rest of my face. Foundation, concealer. I used my Sculpted Face Palette from IT Cosmetics to contour. And for blush today, I used my good old Desert Rose from MAC. If you guys can see that, it's just a really pretty rosy pink blush. Goes perfectly with the brightness Peacock vibe that we have going on. So for eyeliner, I used Inglot Gel Liner 77, and if you can see it, I don't know, it's on my eyes now. And basically before, when I was saying that we build the crease from the lightest color to the darkest color, so if you want to go and work underneath the eye, then just reverse it and do a little bit backwards. I like to personally start with the darkest color and then smoke it out into the lightest color. So using this really pretty brush, this is a Spectrum A14 brush and an angled skinny brush, I'm going to start with that really pretty cheek color, gently tap it into my angled brush, and then using a mirror, I'm going to go in and kind of attach it almost to the winged liner that I have here, and just kind of start building this color underneath my lash line. And I'm going to go about halfway with the blue cheek color, Then I'm going to go in with that Makita color, the purple, and take the purple all the way in to the corner of my eye. So it's basically going to be going from a royal blue on the outside to a plum purple on the inside. So if you guys don't have this palette, you can still use similar colors if you have them. And I'm just going to use that on the fine point brush. Next, I'm going to go into a smaller kind of fluffy brush, and it's a bullet style brush, but it's very, I hate to use the word flimsy, but it's just real fluffy. It's not too stiff. So now I'm going to take that really pretty bory pink color and mix it with a little bit of Zobo, which is that plum color, and just kind of start to smoke this out a little bit. And this is just going to add a nice amount of color underneath our eye. I don't know if you guys can see that now. Okay guys, so last but not least, go back in with that 441 with a little bit of Morocco from the Nubian palette, Nubian 2, and just kind of fan that right underneath to really pull this look all together and just kind of smoke it out a bit. This is going to create a really pretty kind of halo effect around the eye. And you can even use this same brush to go back in and touch up to add a little bit more warmth if you feel like you went a little too dark. But this is always my last step, just to fluff it out. And then go in with a brush that's just either, you know, clean brush, or you can use a little bit of an under eye brightener or powder. I'm going to use my e.l.f. under eye powder, and this is a very bright but kind of translucent-y powder, but also has like a brightening factor to it. And I'm just going to go in and clean up. So if I have any kind of like fallout or I just overdid it a little too much, this is a great way to go in and just clean up under the eye to keep it really nice and bright. And I also use this right in the center of my face too. But it's nice too because it won't take away from any of the makeup that you've already placed. It's just going to add an additional level of brightness, which we want because it's going to offset the really pretty peacock eye look that we have. So now I'm going to go in with my rose gold Tweezerman eyelash curler and just get right into the base of my lashes. So today I wanted to talk really quickly about the Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara from L'Oreal. Looks like this. It's like a complete duplicate for Better Than Sex by Too Faced, and it's probably less than about half the price, so you really can't go wrong. I like the waterproof formula just because it's so hot here, and also it's been storming like crazy, but it's such a nice formula. So rich and creamy. See that brush, you guys? It's just, it's so bomb. I love this stuff. I've been using it for about a week now, and every time I use it, I get compliments, and people ask me if I have false lashes or if I have extensions on, and I'm like, no, it's just L'Oreal. So definitely go out and get this. Again, Voluminous Lash Paradise. I feel like this is just a paradise theme eye today with all of these colors. I feel like we need to go on like a tropical island and just have a great time. You guys, so this is the finished look. I just added a little bit of a NYX lip liner in nude, and then I used a little bit of the Tarteist lip paints. I think it's Birthday Party or Birthday Suit maybe. I will link it down below for you guys. But if you have any questions, please comment. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I know it's a bit of a quick one, and I promise I will be back to it. It's just been crazy, but I'm getting everything organized and set so that I can continue filming for you guys. guys. But I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to give me a nice thumbs up. Share this video, comment on this video. I will link information down below for you guys as to all the products that I ended up using today on my face. But I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys again really soon.